Hello, Mythic Rare here. Thank you to all my A1 Day 1 subscribers. For anybody new or is just passing through, welcome. This is my post review for Death by Tex.Art. It is a Jaded Gemshop kit, and I worked on it for drills and chills. But Mythic! I don't have half an afternoon. I don't have half an hour. Just straight up tell me, is this worth my money? To which I would say yes, there is. Please utilize your timestamps. They are in the description box below. I will include a TLDR section at the end of this very detailed post review. So if you value your time, please utilize that. Thank you so much. So this was ordered February 21, 2024, shipped April 2nd, 2024, delivered April 12, 2024. All of Jaded Gemshop's kits are made to order. They are highly customizable. And she was very busy with Jaded Jamboree. That's why my order took so long. It had two ABs, most notably 820 in the background. Yes, Holy Mother of ABs. And some 210, mostly sprinkled around our ghostly friend here. The Drills and Chills event started on September 1, 2024, and it runs up through October 31, 2024, Pacific time, 11:59 p.m. Why is the ending of that so important? Well, because I am in Central Time, I am in Oklahoma. I finished mine technically just after midnight. It was at 10:40 p.m. Pacific time when I had finished. This kit has 44,217 drills, in case you're curious as well. Some other events that this did qualify for that I also did cross participate in with this, or double dipped, as some others may say, would be the Small Shop Fall Festival and Crack the Whip. Small Shop Fall Festival was Elizabeth from Enabler's Outpost, and then Crack the Whip is by the Purple Princess. So yeah, like, just as I was going along, like, the very first square right out the gate, I was like, oh my gosh, I like need to pop on some sunglasses if I want to work on this during daylight hours, or I need to set myself at a funny angle, like close all the windows, everything, because the desk that I work at has a sunny south facing window. So yeah, like just the bounce light from that, and then the bounce light from my overhead light is just, yeah, like that was just straight up a lot into my face. And the AB coating on the 820s added another level of difficulty when actually placing them onto the canvas, because it's like it adds an extra, it feels like 1 millimeter surface area to all of those drills that otherwise wouldn't be there. And then I was having to fight tooth and nail getting those placed onto the canvas if I didn't place those first. And it felt like at some points while working on this, I was either gonna break my pen tip or straight up break my pen. I feel like if we could just add as little as 1/10 to maybe going as generous as a 1/4 millimeter of extra drill spacing for this specific canvas configuration where you have an all AB background, that would make a world of difference. The reason why I say that is because I'm about 1/4 of the way through on Usagi City. It is also a Jaded Gemshop kit. I ordered it as squares, no ABs. And those I can multi-place to my heart's content whenever the charting allows for it. I don't have any problems with placing drills on that square kit. It was just this one that put up quite the bit of fight with me. And that was mainly just in the background, like when I was doing the not AB drills, just like the regular ones, and our ghostly friend there, and like some of the feathers and like the crystals, all that, like placing those was fine. Yeah, it was just like the ABs that fought with me. And also, if you hear like shuffling of paper or anything, it's because I wrote quite a bit into my logbook. Like, I straight up wrote a 5 paragraph essay yesterday about this. um, some would argue more like a dissertation, but still. Like, I have quite a lot to say because I worked on this every single day for 2 months. Um, Translucent wax only when you go to place those AB drills. Um, you will thank me later. And I don't know if this is because of like a climate thing, but these ABs have turned my Enablers Outpost Chit, Dax Sparkle Sticky Putty, Crafting Cat UK Putty, Randa's Crafty Corner Putty, Pure Bliss Wax Co. Putty, Butterfly Effect Wear Putty, and even Paddywaxx regular scented bricks into mush, or the coating on them just straight up snatched it. Like, if you did not keep hawk eyes on these drills, they would straight up snatch your weave. Like, no joke. Um and it wouldn't matter like if I went ahead and did one of those bats or like a big chunk of that big black crescent moon or like a batch of 798 or 797, like whatever, not AB in this kit. And then I went to go and work on the ABs. It didn't matter. Like, it didn't matter if the wax or the putty was already kind of messed up from colors before it or dirtied up from colors before it. As soon as I went to work on the ABs and like tried to place um a few different sets of them, like it'd just be an icky sticky mess. The only thing that had worked, and this is something that I was taught to fall back on as a diamond painting like newbie from other veterans, was translucent wax. This is going to be one of those kits where you're going to either burn through that big mountain of DAC wax, or if you got the Munimade Blue Wax because you got one of her upgraded toolkits, now is the perfect time to use it. You will go through quite a bit of it. I feel like this, like, if you get the drills pretty much the same way that they are now, and the canvas is spaced the same way that it is now, like pretty much what my kit has, then if you don't put those ABs down first, you will have to press really, really, really hard. You will go through a lot of wax. Um, and this is somebody who's even like a serial hard placer too. So that, yeah, that kind of says something. But really though, that was my only misgiving about it, was the ABs were just a little bit difficult to work with, and I mainly feel like it's a spacing issue. The rendering charting was really good. It was more likely computer rendered with hand touch-ups in a few places, and we can tell because, like, look at our ghost friend. There is quite a bit of, like, checkerboard style shading, like, in the contours of them, but if we look at how smoothly transitioned those crystals are or how the clouds are, like, those for sure received some human touch-ups, along with how crisp the outline is on the moon and some of the bats and things. Like, yeah, like those definitely got the human treatment for real. In terms of color blocking to confetti, I would say that that is just in general Goldilocks. I felt like there was enough like color blocking to where I absolutely, once I got to the moon and stuff and like the big sections on the ghost, like I would just straight up zip through that, no problem. But then there were some areas that that made me work, like some of those crystals where they transition from blue to purple, but they were absolutely worth it. Like same thing in the clouds too. And then like the little flecks of ectoplasm coming out of the tarot card, like that, yeah, like that totally called for it. Confetti with a purpose. Love it. Adhesive. It was a little bit more tacky than Diamond Art Club, but certainly not as unforgiving as that double-sided adhesive that we would get from companies back in the day where they'd show you the picture of the upside down water bottle. Yeah, like we all know what those are. Definitely not as unforgiving as that, but like I could definitely scooch those 820 ABs into place and make them behave with like the one end of my tray lid or the straightening wedge off of one of my pens. So like there's a way where you can get those unruly ABs to behave themselves. It just takes like extra bits of work. And then also consider the fact that I diamond paint after hours on the same desk that I work from home at, and I move that canvas back and forth, back and forth. I've only had like just a few drills pop off this canvas. So overall, yes, I would say adhesive, good. Drills, we've talked enough about the ABs already. But overall though, I'd say drills I'd want to save. They are uniform in size. They are resin. I had very, very little trash. I had about 10 to 15% extra of the drills left over. If I would have been in a spot where maybe I had spilled some, or maybe for whatever reason the scale wasn't calibrated right and I was shorted, I could have just hit up Jade and, you know, she would have given me some extra. It, you know, but I didn't have to. I feel like she accounts for some making their way onto the floor and like whatever, that that even though that level of protection is there, it's probably, you probably won't have to use it, but you know, just for peace of mind. So TLDR, whatever spacing is on this canvas is already good. It would be even better if we could have an extra 1/4 of a millimeter to as small as like 1/10 of a millimeter added to the drill spacing on the canvas, because the extra coating of all of those ABs will add up in size with each other, and it makes that really, really hard to place them onto the canvas. But everywhere else where there wasn't ABs, I didn't have to fight to place them or anything like that. So I figure that her spacing is already good on all of our square canvases. It's just for this specific drill configuration, she just needs to add a little bit of extra space, and then it's like truly chef's kiss. I mean, that really was my only misgiving with this canvas. The drills are uniform in size. You get plenty extra. The translucent wax is definitely going to help you, because other types of wax, putty, mud is probably going to fail you on this kit. I specifically used the Munimade Blue Wax that comes in her shop. If you have DAC wax, that'll probably work, or any extra wax from like Craftably, Dreamer Designs, whoever. Like, it'll probably work for you just fine. I can't say for certain whether it's a climatological thing, but just know that I live in Oklahoma. We're going through second severe weather season, so like our humidity is going up, down, all over the place. As far as adhesive goes, there is a little bit more resistance than other diamond painting shops, I feel, with this particular kit. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. It's not as strong as like double-sided adhesive. You can still like scooch those drills wherever you need them to go. And I've had very few pop off as often as I move around this canvas. So I think that our adhesive is really good. Render was pretty crisp and clear, and I didn't have any problems at all reading the symbols on the canvas or on my containers. I overall thought that it was charted pretty well. Some human touch-ups are evident in the crystals and the clouds. And then we can obviously see that it was machine charted on our ghostly friend. I think that this is a canvas where you either want to, it's either all or nothing. I think that if you don't want to put up with that added challenge of working with the ABs, you're going to be just as well with getting the regular image, because you'll be able to see all the stars and things in the background. Like, come here. There were some stars where they just get lost in the ABs, like right here. Yeah, see? Like, if we take a deep dive in there, we can see, like, oh yeah, there is actually some purple stars, but we don't see them when we're really at a viewing distance, because this was all geared towards the whole negative space thing. But yeah, one of my very few regrets with this canvas is that I didn't get those stars to be charted as jellies or crystals. And now that I look at them, I wish that they were. If you're feeling the same way, there's nothing stopping you from going in with tweezers and then taking out all of those drills and then putting in your ABs. If your glue is not wanting to stick on the new drills, E6000 is the way to go to help get your new drills on. If you decide, you want to do surgery and then go back and add enhancements later, it's totally a thing. It is very much doable. But overall, I think that it is good, and it is definitely worth the money. You just got to have a little bit of extra patience when you're working with this many ABs. It is most definitely a showstopper, and I am overall glad to have worked on it. And oh my gosh, like, holy mother of ABs. And I cannot stop staring at this thing. Like, like, good job, Jade. You just need to add a teeny bit more room on the drill field. So, yeah, that is my final thoughts about Death by Tex.Art. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will talk to you later. Bye!